I am a huge fan of yours, and I don't often say that to my interview subjects because, I'm supposed to be Mr. Journalist, but everyone knows I'm pretty much the biggest Nottingham Forest fan on the planet right now. I did
Yeah.
become a fan only back in August, but I have gone in with 2 feet into the deep end because I love everything about the club. I love everything that you're doing, everything that has been happening over the past year, and I've learned a lot about the history of the team as well. So I really appreciate you coming on a very busy week for you guys because you have the big game on Saturday against Man City, and I actually want to start there if I may. I was at the Man City game at the beginning of the year. I was in the away section. It was quite the
Oh wow, crazy.
experience at Etihad, and unfortunately, it wasn't the best of nights for you guys. But could you explain for yourself the difference between how you feel about your place on the team, your place in the Premier League, everything going on in your life right now today, mid February 2023, to that game back in August of 2022? Because you seem from the outside looking in as a completely different person. But could you explain the differences right now?
Yeah, I think as you said, the differences are massive. I think back then we were all kind of just getting used to playing in the Premier League, and then when you come up against a team as good as Man City, when you're not really feeling like you've fully settled in this league, they'll make it known to you. Obviously, we lost that game quite heavily, but I think since then we've slowly but surely got our feet since going, and yeah, recently the results have been really good. Obviously, at the weekend wasn't too good, but yeah, now we feel settled, especially me. I feel really confident, and yeah, I feel like this time round, hopefully, it's a different result.
And forget about August to now. We could talk about December to now. Since coming back from the World Cup, you seem to be a completely different player. The way you've been playing, I mean, you're one of the hottest players in the league right now. Could you describe what the difference is? Is it just like being in that environment? Did that inspire you? Like, why have you looked so good since coming back from the World Cup?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the exact answer is. I think since the World Cup, I think it was a break that not just me, but I think quite a lot of the team needed, even though I was still at the World Cup, so it wasn't too much of a physical break. I think more the mental break in terms of a lot of pressure games where we're down at the bottom of the league and people might be thinking that we're definitely going to go down. So I think having that little break in November, December time just kind of gave me that chance to reset. And then I came back almost feeling a lot fresher and ready to just kick on and kind of carry on that form that I had in last season to this season.
Obviously, you wanted to advance, you wanted to stick around a little longer in the World Cup, but to just be a part of it, to be, in the mix with some of those big games, the US game was massive, England, of course. Could you describe what that experience was like for you as such a young kid growing up? Here you are on the biggest stage with some of the greatest players in the world. What was that like?
Yeah, of course, as you said, that we wanted to stick around for a bit longer, but I think looking back at it now, just like the fact that we played at a World Cup and Wales played for their first World Cup in almost 65 years, it's a crazy accomplishment, and I think we'll look back at it with a lot of pride. And obviously, next time we want to qualify and do a lot better. But yeah, looking back at it, I look with a lot of pride, and I'm really happy to have been able to play at a World Cup at this age.
Can you explain something to me? Your father, the great David Johnson from Jamaica, your
Yeah,
mother is from Wales. You're born in England, correct? You're born in Nottingham, right?
yeah, yeah.
Ultimately, why did you decide to play for Wales?
I think obviously I played for England and youth age and Wales as well, and I think in terms of family wise, my grandma and granddad, my mum's parents are really involved in my football and love coming to watch me play. And they're both Welsh. And I think as soon as I started playing for Wales, like the impact it had on them, how proud they were of me and my mum as well. And all my family were really happy that I was playing for Wales. And I think, as well as obviously, I love playing for them and I felt really comfortable there. I think just having them guys so proud at every game just really gave me that extra buzz just to play for them. And I'm really happy I made that decision.
Could you describe what your childhood was like? You have a famous football father. You're growing up in Nottingham. It's such a big deal there. He's playing for them among other clubs. Did you realize that your family was a little different? That you had a famous father? At what point does that kind of sink in for you?
I think it probably sunk in when we used to go to games and people would take pictures of him. That's when I kind of realised that a lot of people knew who he was and really liked the way he played and liked him as a player. So I think coming to Forest games when I was younger and walking around and him getting stopped for a lot of pictures and things like that. And then obviously the older you get, the more you see it yourself. And I used to watch videos and things like that. So yeah, it was a bit different, obviously, maybe some other people who live around here, but I really enjoyed it, and especially it didn't hinder me at any time at that point.
When did you start to believe that you can actually make a career out of this? That you were good enough to actually be a pro football player?
Um, I'd say properly, like when I was playing for like the reserve team and scoring a lot of goals, and then obviously the next step up is playing for the first team. And I remember the end of one season when I scored a lot of goals and I started to train with the first team more. Then the next season I was slowly integrated into the senior team, and then from there it's just about showing what you can do and showing to the manager that you deserve to play. And slowly but surely I kind of worked my way into the team, and probably around 17 is when I thought I'd be able to get into the first team.
I love the way the fans um, they honor and respect and admire and adore Steve Cooper, your manager. The chants, Stevie Cooper. I mean, I can't get it out of my head. I can't get enough of it. Pardon the pun. It's tremendous. Can you describe what makes this man so special? Why he was able to turn your season around last year to lead you guys to the Premier League? What is it about him?
First and foremost, I think he's a really good coach, and he can definitely get the best out of players. He's really good with young players as well, and I feel like we had a lot of them last season, and he kind of took care of us and showed us why we deserve to be playing a lot higher up in the league. So I think first and foremost, he got the confidence into the team and started us making us play a lot better. But yeah, as a guy as well, he's a really nice guy, and he gets on with everyone in the team, and the fans can see that the relationship he has with us players on the pitch, and he knows that he only wants the best for us. So yeah, I think that's why the fans get behind him so much and absolutely love him. And yeah, it's really good because it's good for the atmosphere, and the morale of the club is really good at the minute.
It seems as though he admires you greatly and perhaps has an affinity for you because you were on the team last year. You were part of that select few that is still around now in the Premier League. But I did read an interview with him recently where he said that sometimes perhaps he is not your favorite person, that he's a little hard on you, and that you may feel like he is being too hard on you, but he's doing it out of love and respect. Are there moments like that where you feel like he is being too tough on you?
I think maybe in the time where he's coming on to me, I think he might be being too tough. But yeah, looking back at it now, and every time he's ever said something to me, looking back at it, it's always been for the good of the team and been for the good of me, especially when we played against Leicester at half time. He wasn't happy with me at all, and obviously I came out in the second half and scored two goals, and it was kind of what he said that I did to get them goals. So looking back now, it's always for the best of the team and for the best of me, which is why I really appreciate when, even when he's not being too kind to me, but it's always for the best of me.
And that performance was incredible. That second half was incredible. And your connection as of late with Morgan Gibbs White has been amazing. Like you two are an amazing 1-2 punch. And it seems like you're friends off the pitch as well. Could you explain what the chemistry is like between you guys and how did this all develop? Because I know you haven't been playing together for so long, but it seems as though you've been playing for years now.
Yeah, it does seem like we've been playing for years, and obviously he was at Sheffield United last season, and obviously they were a close rival of Forest, and I always was an admirer of how well he was doing there last season, and especially when we played against them, and he had a really good game. So as soon as I found out that he was coming to Forest, I was really excited because he's a player that I knew I'd be able to click with, and he always looks forward and looks for passes, and I think recently we showed that when he's always looking to play me in on goal, and he's had a few assists for some of my goals now, and yeah, even off the pitch, he's obviously a similar age to me, and he's a nice guy as well. So we get on really well, and I think that's most of the partnership there is how well we get off the pitch, and I feel like it comes onto the pitch as well.
I know your dad played with David Beckham in the Manchester United system. I
Yeah,
apologize if the fans they get very mad at me that I don't say the right terminology and whatnot. We call it soccer here, so you can't really get mad at me. I mean, starting off, we're calling it the wrong name, so you can't
yeah,
really get too mad. But he played in the academy, right? Is academy the
the
correct term?
academy,
Yep.
yeah.
With the great David Beckham, and now you have a relationship with him. He texts you some things. How often do you act? I mean, I can't even imagine what that's like for a young boy who grew up in England. How often do you speak to him, and what are the kinds of things that he says to you?
Not too often. I mean, I think after some good results that we have, or say if I score or something like that, he might message me. It's not too often. It's not every week or every day, but yeah, he just messages me saying congratulations, keep it up, little bits of advice, things like that. Nothing too close. I wouldn't say we're close friends, but yeah, he's a really nice guy, and just the fact that he reaches out to me is shows a lot about him, and I really appreciate it.
Speaking of a legend, Gareth Bale recently retired, and you got to play with him at the World Cup. Were you surprised when he retired, or did you know that he was going to do that afterwards?
I was a little bit surprised. I thought he might carry on for a little bit longer, but I definitely respect his decision and where he was at and what he feels like he's done. Because with Wales, I'd say he's definitely done it all. I'm sure we didn't get any trophies or anything like that, but the fact that he got Wales to a Euros, and especially this season when he scored the goal in both playoff games to get us to the World Cup. You can definitely say that he got us to the World Cup. So I think scoring at a World Cup as well, he kind of completed it all with Wales, and he's definitely passed it on to now that some of the younger players, and definitely set a good example because he's been a legend there.
As of right now, there's still many more to come, but what would you say is the number one highlight for you of the season so far?
Probably the game against Leicester, I think, because it's quite a local game and the fans, it means a lot to them, and being able to win 2-0, score 2 goals, yeah, it was a really good day.
I am a little biased towards Dino Henderson because
Yeah, good bro.
is that Navas there? Oh, what's happening, my man? Wow, the legend, Leigh Wood. How are you, sir?
Gatecrashing, yeah?
Yeah, this is great. I was just about to ask Brennan about you and your big fight this weekend.
Yeah, well, big game first, though, yeah?
Oh, it's going to be a great Saturday. First, I say we're going to beat Man City on Saturday at the City Ground, and then we hop on over. So
Are you a proper fan? Forest fan, yeah?
I am. Well, we've been talking about. I became a hardcore fan as of August. Brennan Johnson, my favorite player. I watch all the games. The fans are getting annoyed. Some of the Nottingham fans are being a little rough on me. They're saying I'm a bandwagoner. But how could you be a bandwagoner for a team that was in the Premier League for 23 years? Do you guys think I'm legit? Can I be? Can you give me the vote of confidence that I'm in?
You got to come to the games.
I
Yeah,
know.
you got to come to
I've
the
got some
game.
seats for you. If you fancy it, come over.
Legend. Wow. Well, when you fight Warrington in the summer, I'm going to be there, and we'll go to the City Ground and we'll hang out.
Deal.
Let's do it.
Okay. Are you going to the fight, Brennan, on Saturday?
Yeah, I'll be at the fight on Saturday. Can't wait.
Wow. Amazing. Well, best of luck to you, Leigh.
Thanks like that. See you later.
See you
Good
later,
luck Saturday.
guys. Yeah, all the best to you.
It's a winning Saturday, so
Exactly, let's
make
do
sure
it,
you get the
man.
job done, yeah?
Yeah, and you, bro. See you later.
Legend. Wow. How about that? Leigh Wood fighting this weekend. That was very cool. Are you a fight fan or a casual fan? How would you describe your interest in fighting?
I'd say like in between. I think I definitely like going to boxing matches. I've been to a few of Lee's fights, and whenever there's a fight on TV, I'll kind of watch it and I get really into it. But I wouldn't say I'm too hardcore fan, but I do like boxing.
Okay. I have seen you are a fan of fashion. Fair to say.
Yes.
You've been doing the outfit of the day on your TikTok.
Yeah.
Very fun stuff. It's a fun series. I hope that you continue it. Who would you say right now is the most stylish player on the team, other than yourself, because you may put yourself as number one. Other than yourself, who's at the top of the heap?
Um, I'd probably go with Morgan Gibbs White.
Really?
Yeah, he comes in some nice stuff. He definitely enjoys his clothes as well, and he definitely puts it well together. And he comes in looking well most days.
It is a nice mix of characters on the club right now. But I saw, speaking of your TikTok, you guys celebrating. I think it was after the Leeds game, and it's amazing to see all these people from all different corners of the world together. Like any doubt that, and I know that's just a 1 minute clip, but any doubt that you guys aren't gelling or meshing or anything like that, I think has gone away, right? Like, is there any part of you that's actually a little bit surprised at how quickly this has all happened?
Yeah, a little bit. I think I definitely didn't think we'd click this soon. And as you said there, people from all types of places and all over the world. So I think that's what makes it even cooler this season, that people are from everywhere. It's not just lads from England, it's lads from all different corners of the world. And the fact that everyone gets on so well and everyone bonds together and there's little groups of people that you wouldn't think would be friends. It's really nice to see.
I love it. You enjoying the TikTok?
Yeah, I've only been on it a couple of weeks now, but yeah, I enjoy it. It's cool.
I have to say, I love everything about you. I love the way you represent yourself. I love the way you speak. I love the way you conduct yourself as a pro. It's amazing to me that you're just 21. It's very, very impressive. My son and I love watching you play. You play with a joie de vivre. Do you know what that means?
I don't know.
No, you don't know what that means. It's a French term. It's like you're just like you're free out there. You're fast. You're hungry. You're free. It's a pleasure to watch you play. It's a pleasure to watch the whole club play, really. And we are rooting for you over here. And I would love to come to a game at one point at the City Ground. Do you think they would welcome me, or do you think I would be viewed as an imposter?
Nah, they'd welcome you 100%. I think
Think so?
all the online fans aren't the real fans, and the people here would be in love with you.
They could be a little bit too negative online, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Do you ignore all that stuff? You read that stuff?
Nah. I'm better at
Good.
ignoring it now. I used to be a bit worse, but now I'm all
Can't do it.
Nah.
Don't let it affect you. I can't thank you enough for this. Appreciate it very much. Good luck to you the rest of the way. Hopefully we could catch up down the line as well. And go out there, do your thing. We're rooting for you, and best of luck to the entire squad as well. Can't thank you enough.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me on today, and hopefully, yeah, you can come down to Nottingham one day.
Pleasure.